I think one of the most interesting things about the display that we have here of the silver particularly is the use of emu eggs as part of the sort of the structure or as part of the sort of decorative aspect. And it represents this sort of sense of that the early gold and silversmiths had this interest in representing the exotic aspect of this new land. The origins, of course, were the ostrich egg, and that was a European tradition. They would incorporate that as part of a vessel, as part of a desk set or a decorative item. In some cases, these objects that, in the case here, would commissioned. There are some that are trophies. There are others that were sent back to England by their makers, examples of what this foreign land offered. In some ways they're sort of almost exaggerated. There's representations of kangaroos and of fern fronds and emus sort of wandering around in this sort of, fanciful environment. So this really captures this sense of the origins of jewellery, gold and silversmithing in Australia. If we look internationally, Melbourne has such a strong reputation for jewellery making. I think the origins are very clear, and you can see this, if you follow the progression, you can see the development. The early origin where the skills are being brought from Europe, working with these, in some cases, new materials. A lot of the artisans, when they arrived here, they came with skills, if they came from Europe, typically as watchmakers or clockmakers or barometer makers, so working on a fine scale. But what we see by the turn of the century is that the items are becoming increasingly more decorative, so they're not just functional items. There's a sort of sense of jewellery as art.